In this lesson, we're going to look at speed, distance, time questions in a mixed exercise format where you might be asked for speed in one instance, time in another, and distance as well. So what I'm looking for you to do is pick the correct formula to use the correct formula to answer the problems, and choose the correct units in your answer. Really important to do that. Now, there's 3 different formulas to memorise, and what some people find an easy way to do that is to draw this wee triangle out. Now, this triangle works when you've got formulas with 3 different things in them. It works in other formulas as well, in science and other places you might find formulas with 3 different variables. Now, when you're trying to fill out this triangle, you don't need the wee times, but as long as you create a triangle, put a wee line across and a wee one down the way, you must put the D at the top, or the whole thing falls apart, it won't work, and the formulas will be all wrong, and you'll get your calculations all wrong. So D must be at the top. It doesn't really matter which way round the S and the T are, that can change. I tend to have the S first, and the T over here. Now, this can be called the daft stupid triangle. Daft, D for daft, S for stupid, and T for triangle. Just various things you can call it, or the speed, distance, time triangle, but that's some weird way of remembering it, I suppose. So what this does is it allows you to access all the formulas. If you remember to draw the triangle out and put the D at the top, that's the only thing you have to remember really, and then you'll get access to all the formulas. I'll show you an example. So if you're trying to work out speed, if you put your finger over, I've got a hand here, but if you put your finger over S, and then you've got a D over a T, which is divide. Speed equals distance over time. And that's the speed formula. So the one you're trying to work out, you put a wee hand or a finger over. Again, if you want to work out time, you'll see distance over speed, so distance divided by speed. And finally, if you want to work out distance, you've got speed times time, so they're next to each other, which means multiply. It's really quite a wee handy wee thing to be able to draw out, and it gets you all the formulas and remembers which way round they are. Right, so let's look at some questions and the kind of thing you'll be asked to do. So, first one, just simple. We've got distance is 120 miles, times 4 hours, find the average speed. So if you were unsure of your kind of starting point, draw your wee triangle out, and you cover up the S for average speed, and it's distance over time. So that's your formula, speed equals distance over time. Your distance is 120, so you're doing 120, and your time's 4 hours. So 120 divided by 4. Now, the answer to here is 30, but we need to work out 30 what. So the speed you get from the units here, miles per hour. So it'll be 30 miles per hour. Now, really important to get the units as well. I don't like this idea that you only need to get the number value correct and it doesn't matter about the units. You imagine a joiner doing work in your house. As long as you get the number value right, it doesn't matter if he gets your door in centimetres or metres or feet. That makes a big difference. So really important to get the correct units. Okay, find the time taken here. We've been given a distance of 90 kilometres and a speed of 18 kilometres per hour. Again, you could just use the first triangle you drew out, because that'd be fine for all these examples. Cover up T and you've got D over S, so distance over speed. I don't mind if you write it sideways, distance divided by speed. 90 in the top and 18 in the bottom. Okay, right, so when you're doing this, you're trying to work out the unit of time as well. You don't just do the 90 divided by 18, which is going to give you what, 5, but we need the unit of time. So we look up here to the speed and you can see it's in hours, so it's kilometres per hour. So there's your final answer, 5 hours. Okay, next example, we've got speed is 65 miles per hour, time is 3 hours, find the distance. Again, using your triangle, you cover up the D at the top and you've got S times T. Okay, so this one we're doing 65 times 3. To get the distance, we need our units to be correct. I'm looking up here and think it's miles per hour, so that's going to be 195 miles. Okay, the last one here, find the time taken. So the speed is 40 kilometers per hour and the distance is 250. Use your wee triangle, cover up the T, and you've got D over S. That's your formula. Distance is 250, speed's 40. I'm looking up here to think the times in hours. So I'm going to get 6.25 hours. Now I wouldn't finish it there because that's a decimal. You'd really want to say hours and minutes. So we'll finish it by saying 0.25 is a quarter, isn't it? So it's 6 hours and 15 minutes. So this is the kind of idea that you need to be able to do. Write the correct formula, fill in the information, and use all the kind of techniques we've used in the prior lessons. Now lastly, I'm just going to quickly go over some of the wordy questions and what's been asked. Some people find that a wee bit hard. Now, if it's asking you to work out a speed in a wordy type question, it's pretty obvious. It will say average speed or speed at some point to show you it's looking for speed. To work out a distance, you can have how far did the object travel, how far did it go, what distance did it travel, that's kind of obvious, and how many meters or how many centimeters or how many feet did it go. These are all examples of when it's asking you for a distance. For a time, how long did it take? Now some people think how long, they apply that to distance, but how long something took is a time in seconds or minutes or so on. It could say how many hours or how many minutes or that kind of thing. And it could ask you who took longer if it was comparing two different people.